Hey, this is Jesse with Rich Agent Coaching, and this is for realtors that get it. Seriously, realtors who know that to earn, you first have to learn, who want to get better, and I mean to succeed, to really be a force in your local market. Because if you were anything like me, you were frustrated, or maybe you are frustrated, because you know you're capable of so much more, but you just don't know how. I mean, trust me when I tell you this because that was me for 10 long stinking years. So, you know, I've been challenged and I'm up for a challenge in most every case. So, my challenge was this to do a Facebook Live every day, Monday through Friday, for just 2 weeks. And today, well, I'm a little over 1 week. So, I've done it. Not done yet, but I'm consistent. You see, my goal is to have pick a topic, something that you can use in your business today, now, not next week, next month, next year, now, so that you can have the results that you want. You can have that breakthrough. You can become that force in your local market. So, look, here we go. Let's pick up from where we left off yesterday. Okay, yesterday we talked about a pre listing package. In essence, that's what it is. It's what do you get somebody for them to review that positions you in their mind as the expert, the obvious choice. I mean, something that's going to make it really difficult for them now, having read and spoken with you, to say, I don't want to meet with this guy. I don't want to meet with this gal. You want it to be something that they're going to be reading, they're going to be looking at and go, this is definitely a real estate agent we need to interview, we need to speak with, we need to meet with. That's really what the goal of that is. It positions you as the natural, obvious choice, the expert. It's like they would really be hurting themselves if they didn't choose you. Think of it that way. So today, is part 4 out of this 5-part series. And today is really all about how do you show up? And I know that sounds weird because I don't necessarily mean how do you show up like the vehicle you drive or anything of that sort. But it could be. Sorry about that. I was getting a little tickle in my throat. How do you show up? For me, and I'm just going to take you through it. For me, if I wasn't there 5 minutes early, I was going to call them. Didn't matter if I was on the street that they live in. I just hadn't, maybe I'm at one end of the block, I'm not at the other. I'm going to call them and I'm going to say, Mr. Jones, my name is Jesse with Pioneer Realty. And we've got a meeting today at 2 o'clock. And well, it's about 5 minutes to 2. And look, I'm running a couple of moments late. I'm on your street or I'm in your neighborhood or I'm waiting to turn into the neighborhood or whatever it is, but I'm not at your house early. So listen, I really respect your time. I know you're busy. I'm still planning to be there, but I might be 1 or 2 moments late. Is that okay with you? Or should we reschedule? Now, that simple little script has gotten me so much business because it was just one of those situations where nobody else has ever done that. No one has ever honored their time. I was the only guy that's ever done that. So now that endears me to them just that much more. So not only do they have that pre-listing package, they've looked over and they look at me and go, hey, this guy's the obvious expert. But now I'm calling if I'm running late. My goal is never to be late. But if in the event that happened, I'm calling and they're thinking to themselves, geez, we've never had anybody do that before. I kind of like that. So I show up in their driveway. Now, do I have a tuxedo on? No. I never wore a suit. I tried it a couple of times, but that just wasn't me. If you like wearing the suit, if you like dressing up, wearing a very nice dress, hey, do that. Just be aware, though, you don't want to ever make the mistake of overdressing for that appointment, meaning you don't want to dress higher than the person you're meeting. So, what I defaulted to over the years is every once in a while I'd have on a blazer, just a sport coat. But more often than not, it was just a nice pair of khakis, nice pair of slacks, and a nice shirt. Wasn't anything fancy. For me personally, can't stand wearing a tie. I hate anything tight around my neck, so I didn't wear the tie. I only had one person that ever looked at me a little funny because of that. And I have sold hundreds and hundreds, thousands or more homes. Actually, yeah, homes. So never had anybody ever look at me a little weird other than that one individual. And you know the funny thing is, we listed their home, sold their home, and just became very good friends. So, you know, how are you showing up physically? Now, mentally, that's another thing. When you show up, are you harried because you are late and you're like, oh, you just got off the phone with somebody, there's a problem somewhere, and oh my gosh, what you're thinking of is, I got to get on the phone as soon as I get out of here and I got to solve this problem? Or are you calm? You're kind of almost excited about walking up, knocking on the door because you know you're going to be walking out with that listing. Do you have the sign? Maybe if you have a yard sign, do you have that in the trunk of your car? Are you ready in the right frame of mind to walk into that presentation and walk out with that listing? And while we're talking about that, do you have papers just kind of helter skelter and all askew? Or are they put in some kind of order so that it works for you? You can go through the papers in a logical order when you're presenting to them. I always walked in with a file folder, but I also had inside of that, or that file folder was inside of a portfolio folder. I had a notepad in case I needed to take notes. I had pens. I also had a pen that had my name on it, my contact info, a little tagline that I would give them. Now, I would hand that to them in the pre-listing package, but I had one as well with me. Now, I didn't take advantage of the technology. It was available, I mean, like PowerPoint and things, but if I'm going to be speaking with someone, maybe I'm old school, but if I'm speaking with someone and I'm face to face or, belly button to belly button, as they would say, or next to them, I've got the papers in front of them. I like to be able to point to things and then circle, maybe draw some arrows. Hey, I can do that if I've got a piece of paper, but I can't really do that if it's PowerPoint. I can also leave it with them, with all of my notes and my scribbles. Of course, in that case, I'd have to write it a little neater. But in any case, I think you get the idea. Go in and look presentable. Look presentable. With everything you do, you should appear to them in their mind's eye that you are the professional. Now, the other thing about this is, hey, do you follow a well-written, very persuasive script? And do you practice before you go out? Have you rehearsed it? Now, look, as soon as I say the word script, I know the overwhelming majority of people go, oh, I could never follow a script. Oh, that's just not me. Oh, it doesn't sound like me. Oh, I'm never going to follow a script. I've heard it all. The reality of it is, actors and actresses who follow a script are much more, they're paid far better than you. They're paid better than me. They're paid better than judges, the president. They're paid better because they've learned to follow a script, they've embraced that script, and they've made it their own. So they've practiced and rehearsed. Have you practiced and rehearsed your presentation? Now, the one other thing that actors and actresses have, and I want you to think about this, when they're on the set, they're doing that scene or what have you, they know what they're supposed to do in that moment, but they also have people on the sidelines that can holler out the line. They can hold up a card. Hey, remember this, say this. Do that. Well, you don't have the ability because look, this isn't like a production, you know. You're not opening the door with great fanfare. There's a camera crew already inside with all the lights, but it is still a bit of a production, right? You're walking in and you want to make sure that you present the best foot forward. Don't get carried away with it. Don't overthink it, but come in as if you have a plan. And the plan should be that you've practiced, you've rehearsed, you've read through, you're ready for objections that may come up. You've practiced those, you know. You've also practiced and rehearsed a well written, persuasive listing presentation that will take the client on a logical journey, if you want to think of it that way, from when you first walk in the door until you walk out the door with the signed listing agreement in hand. And you want to have in there a few different places to close. Now, that's a great place to stop today because tomorrow, part 5, is going to be a little shorter because that's where we're going to talk about closing. So, listen, I hope this has been helpful. I really hope that you've liked what you just heard. That, I mean, the truth of the matter is, what would really thrill me to absolutely no end is if this is something you're able to use like today or this evening, preferably before the week is out. I'd love to have you give me some feedback. Hey, this helped me so much. And look, if you think I've lost my touch or I've lost my mind, tell me that too. I'm okay. You're not going to offend me no matter how you look at it. If you do like it though, that is awesome because look, there are other videos just like this one on my Facebook page. You'll also find them at Rich Agent Coaching's Facebook page, and you'll find the mother lode. This and so much more. I mean, I talk about investing, off-market sources for real estate, for listings, for buyers that you may be working with, and a host of other great things on my YouTube channel, which is Rich Agent Coaching TV. So listen, in the meantime, thanks so much and make it an awesomely, awesomely successful day. Take care. And hey, I'll talk to you tomorrow.